Nicki Minaj, you have officially crossed the line. I am a longtime Barb, so before any of the Barbs try to come at me and say that I'm a hater of Nicki, I don't like Nicki, I'm literally wearing the merch I got from going from her tour twice. Also a signed CD up there. Now, the only reason why I'm addressing this is because I had a few comments, and also I'm very much so a proud Barb. As of the past year, it has been so hard to continue my support to Nicki Minaj because of the way she's supporting the current administration right now.
Nicki Minaj just lost 90% of her fan base for being the Trinidadian, speaking on behalf of African Americans with Charlie Kirk's widow. I wouldn't say she sold out because people would do anything nowadays for a bag, but as far as her career, it's looking like she just committed career suicide.
We were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Amen. Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Amen. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look?
Black Americans got hoochie representatives, and this is something that we all have to swallow, come to grips and terms with, accept, respect, and go along with it because it's happening in real time. There's nothing you can do to change it. If you're not with it, you're going to be left in the past. They're going to be calling you all types of lames. Nicki Minaj might run for president in the future, and there'll be people out there that's programmed enough to give her the vote, but then you have other Americans out there that's not going for it.
Because this is actually really fucking weird. Nicki Minaj just showed up at Turning Point USA's America Fest for a cozy little Q&A with Erica Kirk, the new head of TPUSA. Yes, that Turning Point USA, the far-right youth org, the culture war factory. Nicki walks on stage saying she's honored to be here, then praises Donald Trump and JD Vance for being relatable. Relatable to who? Let's be clear. This is not some random appearance. This is the same Nicki Minaj who spoke at the United Nations with the Trump White House, has been posting Trump Truth Social screenshots, and is now openly aligning herself with the right-wing political infrastructure. And now she's doing events with the widow of Charlie Kirk, who literally just took over TPUSA after his assassination, and is openly promising to fight and expand the movement. A rapper with tens of millions of followers standing on stage with one of the most aggressive conservative organizing machines in the country, and nobody's supposed to notice? Nobody's supposed to ask why a global music icon is suddenly being plugged directly into American far-right power networks? This is influence. This is normalization. And yeah, it's weird as hell. And if that doesn't set off alarm bells for you, you're not paying attention.
You are watching the downfall of one of the biggest artists in the world ruin her career because she's directly going after the marginalized communities that propped her up in the first place. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Nicki Minaj has basically become a MAGA stooge. She posts AI dancing videos of her and Vice President JD Vance, continues fawning over Trump and Musk, even in one tweet said that they are heroes, are her, Vance, and Trump. And on top of this, she wrote, "I've been tweeting in the voice of Jesse Waters. He's funny to me." So Gavin Newsom went on Ezra Klein's show, and he said that he supports trans people and trans kids, even though his record at times would say the opposite. Nonetheless, she tweeted, "Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Ha ha, not even a trans adult," all caps, would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids, not Gav, the Gav, not Gav out.
Gotta talk about how she trying to pop coochie for Donald Trump. We gotta talk about how she not only want the president of the United States, but she want the vice president as well. She want both of them. Minaj is trying to get that Minaj popping. And we don't know if Trump is going to let it happen, but she been putting a lot of pressure on that old man, and I know it's only so much he could take. I'm pretty sure They showed him her pictures. He probably ain't know who she was. They had to advise him and inform him about this woman in the entertainment industry that's bigging him up and licking her lips and speaking about how the president is so sexy. We seen what happened with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, so we don't know how far this is gonna go with Donald Trump and Nicki Minaj.
Well, I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president. He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact. This administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not. Don't you guys agree? They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
You think about for young men. For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. I know that you are getting a lot of backlash from your own industry. What is your reaction to that?
I didn't notice.
Amen. I feel the same way. When people are like, what do you think about them? I'm like, I don't think about them.
Bingo. We don't even think about them.
We don't have time to. We're too busy building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Okay.
The other people, they're the ones who are still just disgruntled, but really they're just disgruntled with themselves. They are angry with themselves, you guys. So you can't wake up and think about somebody who is determined to just stay mad. I literally tell them, stay mad.
Amen.
Stay mad. Because we're going to stay joyful,
yep,
and peaceful and iconic and smart. Yes. And we're going to stay thinkers. In a world that doesn't want us to think, we will think. By ourselves, on our own. We will continue to think.
The more she keep doing stuff like this, the more people are going to hate her, and that's going to make her a target. You got people out there that's annoyed with Nicki Minaj right now. You never know how extreme somebody will be. Look at Charlie Kirk. We didn't know somebody out there was that extreme about him getting on that stage, talking the way he was talking. Now Nicki Minaj sitting with his widow, Nicki Minaj is looking like an easy target.
Are you fucking kidding me? I gotta say, out of all the celebs we've seen go down the right-wing grifter rabbit hole, Nicki fell the fucking fastest in a matter of months. Full right-wing. God damn. So, Barbs, how you spinning this one? Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of overlap between the Nicki Minaj and Drake fan bases, who together make up the single most annoying fan base in music, outside of Taylor Swift, who's kind of in a category of her own. So how the fuck y'all gonna spin this one? Because you always do. On stage with Erica Kirk, the widow of a known anti-black, racist-ass bigot, who said things were better for black people before the Civil Rights Act, that MLK was a radical, so on and so forth. The list goes on. Mobs of black people attacking white people in cities, hunting them, I think was the word he used. So what's it going to be? This is clearly a fucking money grab. That, yeah, isn't there a line? I saw somebody in the comments of this photo say the black delegation releases Nicki Minaj, which made me laugh.
This past weekend, Turning Point USA just held what my friend Lauren has been affectionately calling Kirkchella in Arizona. It was the Turning Point America Fest. Anyway, Nicki Minaj was there, and she publicly on stage not only endorsed Donald Trump and MAGA, but also said that black women need to stop blaming white women for everything. I am going to pray, hope and pray, that this puts the Nicki Minaj stans in the gay community finally in their place. Because whether it is Nicki clinging to the MAGA movement and Donald Trump for some shred of relevancy.
It's crazy to see that Nicki Minaj never really respected her fan base. She went in for the money grab. There was people throwing all they had at Nicki Minaj, and she never once thought to herself about respecting these people, considering these people. And now, at this point in her career, she basically took a dump on her whole entire fan base to roll with a new team. But you gotta admit, the team she's running with is definitely winning. She want to be a part of a winning team, and she don't care about nobody or what anybody have to say that's on the losing team. Trump done won championships in the White House. They still own the championship. He the LeBron James of presidency right now. A lot of people might even consider him the Michael Jordan of presidency, but I know a lot of y'all will leave that title to Obama. But you gotta admit, Trump is balling in the major leagues, and Nicki Minaj simply want to be on his team.
Ever since Trump won the election and that round-faced man got popped in the neck, we have been catapulted into a completely different timeline, because why did Nicki Minaj show up at Erica Kirk's Turning Point USA event? This is frying the hell out of me. Nicki, what is you doing, baby? Like, she's rocking with Turning Point USA, but this might just be the turning point in her career, because the Barbs were already fighting for their lives defending her. But this right here might put them on life support, because we all know her fan base up to this point was very liberal. Rap and Hollywood itself is very liberal as well. But lately, Nicki Minaj has been showing her support to Trump and JD Vance. For example, recently she spoke at the UN about the Christians being persecuted in Nigeria and whatnot. And then at the Turning Point USA Summit, she explained to Erica Kirk why all of a sudden she's voicing her opinions on politics now.
I just got tired of being pushed around.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they?
Valid.
They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
Amen. Okay. During her chat with Erica Kirk, Nicki Minaj also took digs at Gavin Newsom, calling him new scum. Also said that Trump was a great role model and gives people hope that they'll be able to beat the bad guys.
I'm honestly terrified to cover this topic because I don't want the Barbs to send any pink colored drones to like blow up my place of residence. However, Nicki Minaj being on Turning Point USA is fucking insane. Like, is that shit not crazy to you? Like, Shorty said that she has the utmost respect for Donald Trump and she feels like he's giving hope to everybody that they will beat the bad guys. The bad guys is fucking crazy, bro. Especially when you consider the fact that the majority of Nicki Minaj's fan base are queer and black, specifically black women. And Donald Trump has made it known that he don't care about either of those demographics. And as I'm making this, I'm shaking in my boots, bro. Because if you say Nicki Minaj 3 times in your video, she gonna pop up behind you.
We have here, looks like Maga Minaj is showing her stripes. Or are Barbs still gonna gaslight? Does anybody remember back in September where the bitch-ass Barbs and Maga Minaj were trying to drag Beyonce and Jay-Z because they were seen with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner at a criminal justice reform gala? They weren't standing there in solidarity, baby. They were there for charity. Beyonce didn't backtrack on her beliefs and tell the LGBT to go to hell like Kim Burrell.
I never said LGBT last night. I said S-I-N.
For my booty bandit Barbs, is this not your queen?
Be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy.
Amen.
How about that?
Amen.
How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Amen.
Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Amazes me to see how many people are part of my community willing to sacrifice the lives of trans and non-binaries for this basketball booty-shaped hussy. Nicki really had the motherfucking nerve to try to weaponize the election to go after Rock Nation, trying to allude that Jay-Z was a Trump supporter when all the time it was Nicki.
Damn well who? Nicki.
You know damn well who? What? Nicki!
But you know what? As much as I want to drag her, I actually feel bad for her because she's just another prime example of people who support shit that's not in their best interest. Nicki, you're literally everything they motherfucking hate. You're a black woman and you're a fucking immigrant.
The only thing is, I'm not a citizen of America. Isn't that crazy? But I've been in the States for many years. You would think that with the millions of dollars that I've paid in taxes to this country, that I would have been given an honorary citizenship.
You're not getting one.
It's the fact that you took your black, bubbly immigrant ass on Turning Point USA, which weaponizes Christian nationalism to be anti-black, anti-trans, anti-LGBT, anti-immigrant, anti-every motherfucking thing but white. And you had the fucking nerve to criticize and lie on black women for putting down white women.
Y'all gotta let me know out there. Are y'all still fans of Nicki Minaj? When you hear her music come on the radio, do you turn it up or do you turn it down? When you see her music videos, do you sit down and tune in or do you change the channel or turn it off? What we doing with Nicki Minaj? You would do the same thing if they offered you a bag. I heard she got $1 million for sitting down talking with the people. Not only would I would have sat down, I probably would have bought a nail filer, some toe clippers and everything, and hooked up Miss Kirk feet while we chit-chatting and talking bad about Black America. For $1 million, you would have did it too, man. You would have dropped everything you had going on, ran down to the White House, sitting on the stoop, waiting to be interviewed by somebody so you can get your check, so you can go out there and ball out. So miss me with that Nicki Minaj sold out. We all done sold out. Y'all so quick to give up y'all social security numbers, it ain't even funny. I dare somebody to say Nicki Minaj sold out when you know you would have sold out twice this fast. Shout out to Nicki Minaj, man. Y'all might as well keep on listening to her music because she ain't did nothing that you wouldn't have did.